It can be very hard for me to relax. My brain is pretty much working on overdrive just about all of the time. Please let me know if you relate, but I'm pretty sure it has to do with my ADHD, which can obviously come as both a blessing and a curse. On one hand, I'm constantly curious, always thinking through problems, solutions, coming up with creative ideas, and smashing ideas together to create new things. On the other hand, it's hard to turn that off. It honestly just kind of keeps going unless I work really hard to quiet the mind. When it comes to our brains, sometimes it's hard to tell if something is a feature or a bug. Perhaps this is familiar to you. You might find that the only way for you to actually relax is to just distract yourself so you don't think about other things. Sometimes that can be scrolling through your phone or social media, or just doing anything and everything so that you don't have to be present with your thoughts and your mind. It can be very overwhelming and very frustrating. One of the biggest challenges of ADHD for me personally is this constant nagging feeling that I'm forgetting to do something, or I've forgotten to respond to an email or follow up on some task. It really is a feeling that won't go away unless you can really feel secure about where you are, what you've done, and keeping track of everything really, really well. Beyond that, if you're just a human, whether you have ADHD or not, the most productive we can be is when we focus on a single task. And I don't mean productivity as in working all the time. I mean productivity as in being fully where you are. If you're playing fully. If you're resting fully and not having your mind spitting out of control about things you need to do. And if you're working productively. It's all about being where you are in the moment, doing what you need to do, and being fully there. I've spent a lot of time on this channel going over different ways to remove distractions by turning off notifications, creating more space in your life, just doing the things that are really necessary in order to create more of those present moments. But I really wanted to share something with you that has made a huge impact for me in my email life. I manage 3 different email inboxes for all the different things that I do, and it can get pretty overwhelming at times. At least until recently, when I hit inbox 0 on all 3 of these inboxes for the very first time. I honestly cannot remember since I opened these email addresses ever having completely empty inboxes. And that's a pretty incredible feeling. Before we totally dive in here, this video is sponsored by Superhuman, and I consciously chose to work with them because I love what they have created. It's had a very positive impact on my life, and so I wanted to share it with you as well. Let me show you a few things about how Superhuman works to help me organize and manage my emails and just simplify my life and help make me more productive overall. This is the desktop email client for Superhuman, and it is optimized to completely use your computer keyboard. You don't need to touch your mouse at all. If you need help remembering one of the hotkeys, just bring up the Superhuman command. You can type whatever you want and it will bring it right up for you. Remind me. Enter. And then using natural language, you can just tell it when you want to bring that email back into your inbox. So I need to deal with this tomorrow at 8 a.m. is perfectly fine. Doing that removes the email from your inbox and will bring it back and remind you when the time is right. Before I started using Superhuman, this would actually stress me out a lot because I didn't manage how I would keep track of what emails I had taken care of and which ones I hadn't very well. If I needed to pay attention to something, I would just leave it as unread in my inbox. But the problem was if I accidentally clicked on that email and then forgot to mark it as unread, it would just disappear into the rest of my inbox and I would just completely forget about it from there. With this, all the emails that are showing are things that I need to pay attention to or do something with, and every single thing will get dealt with right now, even if I have to set a reminder to do something with it later. Another feature that has really helped me focus in on one thing at a time is the inbox split feature. It uses artificial intelligence to split out emails into different tabs so that you know exactly what you're going to get whenever you click on any one of those tabs. I have all of the calendar invitations that I receive from other people set up to go to their own category so I can see them, filter through, and then take care of them knowing that they are already in my calendar and good to go. That brings up the other favorite thing that I love about Superhuman, which is the calendar integration. With Attention Collective, my online intentional living community, I am constantly scheduling Zoom calls with people all around the world. And the amazing thing about Superhuman is that all I have to do is just start typing a date or a time, and it will automatically bring up that day in my calendar just to the right of the email. That way I can see if I'm available, see when I can book the call, and then it integrates directly with Zoom and will put a Zoom link right into that calendar invite and invite the person that I'm emailing with. It is insanely convenient and super, super fast. It's made my life a lot easier when it comes to just quickly scheduling things. And finally, this is what makes Superhuman like a truly premium, awesome thing, is that it wouldn't be fast if you didn't learn the shortcuts and really get it set up properly. So everyone that joins Superhuman gets an onboarding session with an expert who can help you set up all of your email addresses, customize your inbox, and really understand how to use all the hotkeys and get through super fast. We have all experienced some aspect of the false first step before. You buy a new yoga mat and then don't actually end up doing any yoga, or you sign up for a gym membership and then you don't end up going, or you buy some new productivity thing and then it's complicated and you dive in too fast and get overwhelmed. Well, the onboarding session is amazing for that because it helps you get over that initial resistance of trying something new, understanding all the hotkeys, and just hit the ground running. I was really able to dive in very quickly and just hammer through all of these emails and clear out my inboxes, and it really has made a difference. I don't have to think about what is sitting in my email inbox. Am I checking my to-do list or my emails? Like, where is everything? I can totally trust that when I hit remind me, it will come back at the time that I have requested it to come back. And until then, I don't need to worry about it at all. It is critically important to remember that productivity is not just about work. Your value as a person is not dependent on how much you output. It really comes down to being productive at rest and productive in play and work. In all the things we do, just showing up fully, not worrying about other things that are going on when we're trying to do something else. Superhuman has been a wonderful tool to help me focus on what I'm doing so that I don't have to think about emails, whether I forgot something or whether I forgot to respond to something. It's all there and it's really helped me just take care of everything. So that's why I'm talking to you about it. If you just go to superhuman.com/Anthony or click the link in the description of this video, you can absolutely give it a try and skip the wait list as well. You can get started right away, get your onboarding session and all that good stuff, and see how well it works for you. Thanks so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. I hope this has been helpful, and thanks to Superhuman for sponsoring this video and supporting my work here with Break to Twitch. Have a great day. We'll see you soon.